Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, it's Haley,
It's Helen.
and today I'm gonna be asking Mommy uncomfy questions.
Yay.
They're more
So
uncomfortable.
she thinks.
They're more uncomfortable for me because she doesn't get uncomfortable for anything.
I do.
And like we have an open relationship where we talk about everything, but it's still.
Not like open where we date other people.
Nobody thought that.
Just clarify.
Nobody thought that.
Because it's just us.
Oh. This was just stuck into my leg.
Traps.
Booby.
Oh boy, and they're written in the secret black book.
2 pages.
2 pages.
Okay.
So can we like preface this? We're just saying uncomfortable questions. Like what kind? What are you? What's the end game here?
Uncomfy questions that normal teenagers wouldn't want to ask their mom.
Okay, let's do this,
Or
folks.
talk about with their mom. So number 1, have you ever snuck out?
No.
My pen. Never?
I didn't have to. I asked and Mom and Papa said yes.
Can't find my pen.
I didn't have to.
Where's my pen?
And no meant no. I had to try again tomorrow. Because there's
No.
always.
I said no. You're gonna get me copyrighted.
That was a second less than.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay. Now my pen's not working. It's hot in here now.
A little bit.
Okay, whatever. Do you think I've ever snuck out?
No.
You're 100% sure about that?
Yes.
You're right.
I know I'm right. Same reason. You're trustworthy and honest, and you have leeway. So
Do you think I'm a virgin?
yes. Do you think I am?
Yes. She is. I was adopted.
No, it's divine intervention.
Okay, anyways. Have you ever done drugs? That's a yes.
Oh, this kind of in my business questions.
It's in my business.
It is
more in your
extra. Who turned
business.
up the heat?
I know, I got me on here too.
Shouldn't those lights be on?
I don't even know if they work anymore.
Yeah, buddy. They work. And the answer is yes.
Okay, what drugs?
No, I'm not answering that.
What drugs?
I'm not. Now that I'm not answering.
You have to.
I don't.
So you're gonna take your 1 free pass to not answer a question right now? 'Cause
We'll
they
see.
only get worse.
We'll see. Oh, this is like what's the clubhouse?
Q&A.
Andy Cohen and his, like, you have one that you can
Is this
get
your
out
opt-out?
of. For now. Yeah.
Okay. This is her one.
And the only reason I have no qualms with any of it, the only reason that I'm not answering is because you're so young and impressionable, and I am one of the people that you look up to, and I don't want you to think, oh, my mom did it. Mommy did it, so
Well,
I
no,
can.
it's just I want to know what you've done.
You will later on when you're older. I'll be very free. We'll do part 20,000 of this when she's older.
Do you think I've ever done drugs?
No.
Any type of drugs?
No.
No.
Well, besides ones I've given you.
Wait, no,
That
no,
didn't
not
sound
like
right.
that. Not like that.
You know what I
Like
mean,
not
over-the-counter
medicine
drugs.
like
Oh,
hardcore.
no. Like
Stoner life.
recreational drugs? No,
Drugs. Okay.
I don't.
Okay. Any drunk story
Did you
times?
think that I had ever done recreational drugs?
You told me you smoked.
Right, I was
so
going to
that's a
say
drug.
I have told you before. Okay.
But I meant like
Like
hardcore, like car.
Like drugs worse than cigarettes?
Yeah, like marijuana.
I have done
weed.
drugs worse than cigarettes, and I'm going to quote worse than cigarettes because turns
Cigarettes are
out they're
bad,
worse
yeah.
than all the other things that I've pretty much tried. But,
I mean, like
okay,
things
so
that
go
the
ahead.
girls do in the bathroom.
Right.
Those type of drugs.
Okay.
Okay. Any good drunk story times for me?
Too many. Too many. Oh, do I think you have some?
No, yeah,
Oh,
I was
I'm
kidding.
like sipping on alcohol as it's pouring down your forehead doesn't count.
I have drinking alcohol.
Tasted. She didn't drink it. She licked her face.
I said something. I don't even remember what it was. My mom was like, "I'm gonna pour this over," and I was like, "Bet."
She said, "I dare you."
Yeah, I was
And
like, "I dare you."
Oh, you're
And
about to make
she
me
did
waste
it.
my drinky drink.
I had to shower. I had already showered too. That was the worst part about it.
Lesson learned.
It's gross. Don't drink alcohol.
Don't push me.
Okay.
Okay.
Any drunk story times for you?
For me? Oh, too many.
Name like your favorite.
Oh gosh, I have so many wonderful, fun, hilarious stories.
Don't do drugs.
Just, let's see. The one that's the funniest,
Your head's-
probably one of the funniest, probably one of the...
Exactly. You look so tan compared to me.
Yeah, buddy. Tomorrow it's on and popping. You're getting your sun, your vitamin D tomorrow. So, see, the thing about mine is they always involve other people. So, as to not incriminate other people, I
Just
just
say
have
the
to
first letter
say
of their
blank, and they'll know who they are when they see it.
If they watch.
Oh my gosh, this one's like so bad though.
Just do
It's
it.
like the whole puking and like just too much. Yeah. Okay, so let me
Just
think of
do
one
it.
that's just fun. Oh, everything has just a twist.
Do that one. Do that
No,
one. Yes, do that
I can't
one.
because
Yes.
that's putting him
You
in the...
have to.
No.
He's probably not even gonna watch this.
Yeah.
He's probably not even gonna watch this.
Okay, so no, not that one. But I will say this
It's
one.
good.
So there was one time a girlfriend and I went to what was called the Pit at college. And it was a place where all the kids went. It was a dry campus, so nobody should be drinking, no matter how old you are. And that's where we used to go and drink. It was a railroad tracks. And boy, oh boy, we had already pre-gamed before we went to the Pit. And one friend and I went there. 3 of us pre-gamed before we went. The one friend and I went there. We got pretty toasty. I mean, pretty toasty. And went back to her dorm room. And man, we could this wrestler helped us back to her dorm room because we were like struggling to walk. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. Like anything could have happened. We could have been put in very dangerous situations. I'm telling this story as a funny hindsight. It's funny, only hindsight. It could have been dangerous.
Don't try this at home.
Correct. Anywho, so he had her in this hand, me in this arm, and walked us back all the way to the dorm, to the girls' dorm. He passed his dorm and took us all the way back to her dorm room. And so we went into her room. We were cracking up. We could hardly even function, just laughing about anything. And then I was like, so-and-so, I'm about to throw up. And she was like, oh, my garbage can is at the end of the bed. And I crawled to the end of her bed. I'm sure we were about to knock out and go to sleep for the night. I crawled to the end of her bed and just started throwing up in the garbage can, laughing. If you've ever laughed and thrown up, not a good combo, because then it comes out some extra holes too. So yeah, that happened. It was coming out my nose and my mouth. She crawls down right beside me, starts throwing up in the same garbage can
That
as I
would make me
was.
throw up even more watching her throw up.
I'm looking at her. She's looking at me. We're both cracking up. Both of us
Haley.
have puke coming out of our nose and our mouth because we're laughing and it's just a hot mess. So we called our other friend from like 2 or 3 doors down. She came down and she's like, oh my gosh, you guys kidding? You guys are green. She's like, I'm glad you guys called me. Here, drink some water. And she took care of us as she always
me.
did. And the end of that story. That was one of the funniest stories because we're both throwing up in the garbage can with it coming out of our nose, laughing at each other.
Okay.
So,
What was your most fun night out? Like with girls?
fun night out. So I won't be saying anyone's names, but you know, they can go in the comments and say, oh my gosh, I remember that night. That was me or whatever. I don't want to give up stories they haven't given their children already. Anywho.
You're like, so
So what
did.
she had, so what Stacy did, no.
Do you even know Stacy?
Yeah,
I don't know Stacy.
I know a male Stacy. Anywho, so we went out club bar hopping. I'm not sure if I've done that before, but I was an adult already. And we went out bar hopping. We had so much fun. So much fun. So much fun. So the third person that was with us. Oh, yeah. Okay, there were 3 of us. We all worked together. But 2 of us became really, really great friends, best friends. And so, still friends to this day. And anywho, we got pretty wasted. The designated driver had maybe a drink or 2. She, just wilted and had a drink or 2. Right. So she no longer was really technically the designated driver, but she was the least intoxicated out of all 3 of us. And so we were on our way home. And of course, like many nights, we were craving the bell. Ring it. Ding,
Taco
ding.
Bell?
And them notifications hit it.
Taco Bell?
Taco Bell. We were craving it. So we went to Taco Bell. She and I were in the back seat and the driver's seat. The driver, of course, was in the driver's seat. I had to use the bathroom. So bad. So bad. Just unbelievable. And of course, at this hour, Taco Bell's closed. You can't go inside. So one of the girls said, the ladies said, we can go right there in that divot, like a quarry type of thing. And I was like, bet. Always game to use the bathroom outside, huh?
I cannot,
Anyway, it's fun.
Remember when I tried, I couldn't.
Yeah, you had stage fright. I don't.
I can't.
I'll be like, hold my hand. We'll hold each other's hand and hold each other up. How about that?
Go to the place. Leave me here. I'll meet you there. No.
No. I actually feel more comfortable with somebody with me. So it's the opposite. Because I'm more nervous if I'm somewhere by myself. Anywho, so we both used the bathroom in that quarry. Our friend got the order, pulled up. We ran back up, got in the car, and hopefully nobody saw us. That was in the drive-thru.
Okay.
Fun story. That was one of my wild and crazy nights. I know I just aged myself.
Okay, now this is probably the worst one.
Uh-oh.
The hardest one for you.
Yikes.
Who's your favorite child?
I don't have one. And that's not even fair because I've had 15 years of experiences, fun, laughs with you, and 7, 8 with her. It's just not fair. It's not a fair.
I know who my favorite sibling is.
Mm.
Ranks. Come on now. Just kidding. I don't have a favorite dog.
No, I don't have a favorite child.
Do you have a favorite dog?
I'm starting to.
You just spent more time with Bo.
I'm starting to push through my guilt and be able to go ahead and admit that
Bo.
I think Bo, if I had to choose one of them, which
he also
I feel
stayed with you
so
the most.
horrible
And I think he was the
that.
most clingiest too.
Sev was on my heels every
More
step.
than Bo?
Yes, he was. It was the same. Daddy says Bo was worse, but I
think
say
Bo was...
he said he had never seen a dog so attached to a person than Sev. But then he was like, okay, Bo was even worse than Sev. So
Rinks loved you, obviously, but he was
he's just more independent.
He's like me.
He's more independent. He's like
clingy.
a cat. He just doesn't need all that. He doesn't need all that attention
But when
and
it
affection.
comes, he loves it.
And when he asks for it,
Yeah.
like you, yeah.
Have you ever wanted to kick me out the house?
Never.
No?
Never in a million.
Interesting.
Not yet.
You haven't wanted to kick me out the house?
No. I don't want you to ever leave the house. What do you mean kick you out of the house?
What age do you think I would you want me to leave the house? I mean,
Never.
What age?
I don't want you to leave, but you mean would be responsible as an adult to
What age do you think I could
spread your wings
do it by
and
myself? No. No.
I think with your independence and your
OCD.
I wouldn't say that. Just if you wanted to figure out how to do something, you would Google, you're going to figure it out. So I'm just worried about
Except if there's bugs. If there's bugs, Dad will be coming over.
other little things that I just forget to have taught you. Little things come up that I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't taught her this. Or especially now that your time is ticking away before you go to college, I'm like, oh no, I haven't taught her this. Or shoot, I forgot all about, you know what I mean?
Have you ever looked through my room?
What do you mean?
For something?
No, I haven't hunted for anything. Not yet.
You've
no.
never had the... Yeah.
No, I
There's
don't feel
nothing-
that
I'm not hiding
mistrust yet.
anything.
Right. I'm saying yet because anything can happen. Tomorrow could be
birthday
different.
gifts.
No, I've never felt a mistrust enough to search your room.
Okay, what age do you think is too young for me to have intercourse?
Intercourse is more of a
Maturity?
maturity and responsibility issue because you're responsible for the clean up the picking yourself up afterward and the emotional, because it's a huge emotional as far as also physical, but it's a huge emotional decision to make, whether you like him, love him, think you, any of that, and the regret and the guilt, all of that. You don't want that. Like, that just ruins the whole experience. I think if you have it, I never had regret or guilt or any of that, but I can't imagine if I did, like, for such a big leap and a big decision, you know, to give that gift that only is yours to someone and then regret it. Ugh, I can't even imagine.
Like the movie After. Like it was all a dare.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Me.
But it's possible. It's, you know.
It wasn't,
now
but
you're
like,
not going to be in a relationship
went into
for
it thinking having it as a dare, but then remember he fell in love.
Right.
It was a dare.
I don't believe that now.
Exactly.
Right.
How can I trust any of what we did?
Absolutely.
What age can I get a tattoo? Or like, what age do you think it's okay for me to get a tattoo? Now?
I think I'll probably be in that vibe because whatever I do now sets a precedent. So I think that I don't think I want to set that one, especially knowing that they're addictive or can be addictive. I think I'd rather set that
to getting tattoos because I want to get so many piercings.
Or 18.
Would you have an opinion if I wanted to get a tramp stamp?
Dirty whore!
You're one to talk. You have one.
Okay, look, here's the thing. I definitely wouldn't think anything of you. I don't think for a placement of a tattoo. Right. You know, I have feelings about
you only
facial
have the tramp stamp,
things.
Right?
Oh, I guess so.
That's the only
you know, I only have facial. I have a thing against facial tattoos and facial piercings. You said
piercings. I could get one on my lip.
The inside of your lip, sure. But as far as, I can't think of somewhere on your body that would upset me. The only thing about the tramp stamp spot is it's played. So I would say, hey,
what does that mean?
Don't do that. It's played out. It's everybody started doing it too much. Like right after I got mine, the whole world started getting them, and I was just like, "Are you kidding?" No, it was just so trendy that it took off, and everybody has one now.
But did you get it knowing that it was a tramp stamp?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't like that then. It was just people were starting to do that cute little spot right there, and I was like, "Oh, it's on right there." Now I'm like, and, you know, it's kind of like your name. I had that name for my entire youth. And by the time I actually got pregnant at 29 years old,
you should have birthed me.
Everybody started using it, and I kind of was changing my mind. I'm like, ew, it's kind of the same thing. I love your name. I'm not saying ew. I'm just saying, at first it was a name that everybody didn't have. Like, you would have been the only Haley. Now there's probably 4 in every school.
Haley was born before me. What do you? Nope. Not how that starts.
Come on.
What age do you think is okay for me to start dating?
Again, that's a maturity type thing.
Right.
And I do think you are mature as far as that kind of stuff
goes. Would you let me? I mean, I've already had a boyfriend, but it was...
We had it for play.
Yeah.
But...
In a way. You don't drop names. You already said it.
Oops. Anyway. So, my only thing, because I do trust you, and when it comes to the emotional,
as long as my grades don't
relationship type things, you're wanting to be a good listener and listen to your mother, and you know that what would mommy do that's in the back of your head always. I still live with that in the back of my head. What would mommy think? What would mommy want me to do and say, and these things. I like that you have that because it's a great moral compass. When it comes to relationships and intimacy, that gets pushed back a little bit, right? Because your hormones kind of take the forefront, and you know all the things. What would mommy say? Those sometimes like accidentally come after because you're so swept up in the moment. So my only thing with that is obviously grades and that kind of stuff. But
you're right, guy.
I want you to be in control of how you feel and who is there, and I want you to always trust that I'm giving you not a hater opinion or any of that kind of stuff. Like if it was Vinny, right? He might have a big trash appeal to me, and it's not exactly my choice. And I would want you to listen when I say, if I say I don't feel comfortable.
Right, that goes into another question. Would you tell me if you didn't like one of my boyfriends?
Do you think I would?
Oh, you would tell him. Do you think Dad would?
He'd probably, let me see. I wish he was here to answer that.
But I'm gonna do another one with just
I mean,
him. I
he's
think.
just in the house, but
Yeah.
Anything going
Do you think
on
Dad
in
would tell me if he didn't like my voice?
tell you, yeah.
You did. You
I
think
thought you meant
he'd-
tell him.
Oh no, I meant me. You think
I
he'd
do
tell
think
me?
he'd tell you, yes. He might not be comfortable, and
But
we
he'd
might
just
have
be
had a
like-
conversation prior, but I think
Okay.
that if you asked him especially, yes.
Moving on from that, do you think either of you would tell me if you didn't like my husband?
Absolutely.
Same thing.
Yes. Like, are you saying if the boyfriend had on the mask of awesomeness and then turned into maybe a jackass or some kind of jerk
Just
later on?
like
Because I would already know him
because of the
before you marry
boyfriend.
him. You're
Yeah,
not going to
just
marry
like there's
him right
more
away.
red flags now that we've got married.
Absolutely. And him too. Absolutely.
But that's also so sucky because once you get married, you're already like so deep.
That's the thing. That's what keeps women in relationships they know they shouldn't be in. Because your heart is already invested and you already had that vision of growing old with him. You know what I mean? You already did all that in your
You've
head.
settled.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, you tricked me, but now your heart's invested.
All right.
You like, would you booty hopping on a handstand?
Mom! Oh my gosh.